All right, my tube is dry and it rolls pretty good, which means it's nice and straight. Reach your finger in and make sure that this still slides in and out. Just like that. It's going to stop right in the middle. Which is what you want it to do. We're going to take the streamer, the little Mylar streamer, and what we're going to do is we're going to attach it about 1/2 inch from the back. This has a piece of tape on it and I want to get it off. I'm reusing it. Okay, so I'm going to cut a new piece of Mylar. Okay, I'm going to stick this right in the middle, like that. And I want it to go all the way around the tube and then up the back side, so we can cut it pretty long. So that's where I'm going to put it. And then we're going to wrap it around. Hopefully I didn't get it totally square, but it's going to be okay. So this part, it doesn't have streamers. So what I'm doing is bending it backwards over itself and just keep rolling it around. It's not quite perfectly flat, but that's okay. Okay, so now I got Mylar up one side, around, and then the other side. All right, for now, we're just going to roll it up. And we're going to shove it inside. And there's just enough room inside this little tube for that. Okay, so now this part that sticks over, I want to trim off. Here's a knife. It's hard because I'm going through epoxy. All right, that looks good. I want it. You can come back with sandpaper and sand that smooth. And if everything works right, you should be able to pull this back out. I'm pushing my finger in the other end to push it out this end. And then it should unravel once it comes out. And there's still enough room back here to wrap tape around for the rocket engine. You can see mine got stuck right in there when I had to put that extra epoxy on. Well, it dripped right there. And it took me a while to get it loose. So make sure that yours slides freely. Okay, so now we're ready to put the fins on. So there's the fins. And I made a jig for you. So you'll be able to put that in there. And one end has a little point on it, and that's going to be the back end. And I didn't bring my super glue. So I'm going to pause and get my super glue. Okay, so I got thick super glue. And I'm just going to put some super glue along this edge. And then I want to wipe the sides. I don't want to wipe the bottom, but the sides, just to make sure there's none on the sides while I put that into the fin jig. And it conforms nicely there to that bottom. All right. This is the accelerator. I put some in a little jar. I like to put it on with a little stick so you don't use so much. I'm just going to run it along each of the root edges. Okay. And then it's time to pull it out, and hopefully the fins stay in place. Just be very gentle with this. All right, that looks good. Now we're going to put epoxy fillets on, and I've got some epoxy that I'm going to mix up, get some gloves on. And then our booster stage is almost done. So I'm going to mix this up. All right, so I'm going to kind of tilt it so that it all runs down to one end. Get your little dowel, grab a little bit, and we're going to go along the fins. Just put a little bit on and just drag it towards the back, like that. Okay, and then I want to take my fingertip and just wipe off any excess. So after you do that, clean your fingertip off so that the next one is clean. There's not a lot of epoxy on this, just enough to make it work. Okay, so then clean it up if you have to. Got a little excess there. All right, so I'm going to hang it over the edge of a table while it dries so that I don't knock the fins out of being perpendicular to the tube. Yeah, so that's as soon as this is dry, this booster stage is done. And then we can finish the upper stage and get this ready for flying.